Whew. Thank you, Cancer, for your patience. That is who is up next. Sorry I didn't do this on screen. I had to restart this a couple times because I am with other living souls and they were requiring things of me. But Cancer, happy Scorpio full moon. I believe I was on the tangent of saying how much, regardless of the intensity of this moon signature specifically, a water moon is always going to be great for Cancers. Because I think it helps you flow with your desired intention. So even if you have hidden things that you really want to make happen for yourself, I feel like a water moon is always conducive. Woo! And like I said, you guys had the best reading in the last handful of sign-specific readings that I did. And your last one really changed my life because it talked about addressing the mother wound that cancer placements were affected with. And now I'm just excited to check back in. And then here we are. We shuffled the deck and your overview is going to be about wholeness. And so, since the last time we spoke and since the last time you identified what the wounding would be in terms of nurturing, because again, if you have Cancerian placements, you are here to embody aspects and extensions of the divine mothering frequency. And so just to know your relationship with your mother, maternal energy, the great mother, your actual mother, whatever it is going to be in the image of how that's crafted for you. But I have a feeling that Cancers, during the Scorpio full moon, whatever was in the way of you holistically, right, because we got wholeness, accepting a full version of you is now obsolete. So this could be good, bad, high vibrational, low vibrational, it doesn't matter. But whatever would stop you or prevent you from being in the awareness of your wholeness and the acceptance of who you really are, right? Because I also just get a big energy of there are so many things that Cancer is able and free, like I said, with the support of this water moon, is free to let go of, so they can just like the version of themselves that's whole. They don't have to perform, they don't have to present. And I think a lot of this death energy and this rebirth and this sort of composting energy that's happening with this Scorpio full moon is exactly what Cancer was needing, so that they can be in their hierophant, so that they can say that if I was going to be someone that leads, these sort of philosophical ways of being and lifestyles, I want to just know that I also can benefit from the things that I pioneer, the safe spaces that I also impart on the earth. For example, I just feel all Cancer placements right now were responsible for making home on earth for their energy, and therefore anything that's connected to them or like them, it's also what they do. But I think because you were building an art, making the architecture for that, I also just feel you wanted to really emphasize at this time of the Scorpio full moon, it's there is no home if all of me can't be in it. And so there is no more, I feel with Cancers, making homes that don't actually represent your wholeness. You know what I mean? Because it's not much of a home. And I think that's just a huge thing that Cancers are coming through. It's if you were in an environment that you were calling home and you're not wholly accepted, it's not a house. Home is with you. Exactly. I just kind of got this energy where, there are, I feel Cancer is starting off the Scorpio full moon where it's Cancer has gotten so many flowers in a certain regard, right? From a certain mirrored energy. And I think that this is the part where Cancer's all right, I know I can't, what I'm getting is very much big fish in a small pond energy, where it's I have to push myself forward to go start something creative. I have gotten, and this is the comfort zone. This is Cancer literally being all right, the comfort zone gave me the confidence. I learned enough from this, because I'm seeing this is the old cycle. This is the cycle that yeah, sure, they'll give you flowers, they'll do whatever, but they don't accept you wholly. So yes, they were supporting you, aspects of you, keeping you in bondage for aspects of yourself. But now with the Scorpio full moon, you have to start a new extemporaneous wand magic based journey. You got to go to that bigger pond where just around the river bend there's people who do accept the whole version of you. And I feel this moon is bringing you in the incentivization, because maybe it's actually clear, maybe for Cancers you're oh, this person these people that really do reflect all of me, there's a tangible path that I'm seeing that has been created by you from your internal world to your external world. And now there's a new world available for you where you can actually leave this behind. 6 of Cups. Because 6 of Cups is who we're always loyal to, right? It's the people that don't do you dirty, they don't do you wrong, but they're also just products of the environment. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it was always kismet, that, the kids you grew up with in your neighborhood who never did you dirty. We've been bros 18, 20, 30 years, right? Let's say that. But at the same time, because of the nature of the like serendipity of like we just all got attracted here because of something like our parents all lived in this neighborhood, or you know, we all went to the same school or whatever, doesn't mean that like they're making the sovereign choice to choose you as like familial energy from a holistic space, because we're not just where we come from, we're what we're going to grow into, right? We're also what is going to burgeon beyond the circumstances of where we are. And I just feel like this is Cancer finally starting off this cycle. This Scorpio full moon is up. You're off. You have gotten, whether these groups of people were traumatic for you or like good for you or just complacent for you, it doesn't matter. You know now that whether this was good, bad, happy, or sad, it has to do with how much of you they can accept. And I think it's unanimous for Cancerian placements across the board is that the company that you're leaving behind, the old mirrors, didn't actually, they mirrored the part of you that only saw yourself as fragmented, right? Only saw yourself as a nurturer, 555, and didn't actually see yourself as like a sovereign individual who's whole and multidimensional and metaphysical, right? So to see you leaving off with your magic in hand, really set knight, right? This is someone who's knighted in their vision, someone who is on path to become royalty. I think when you think about the people that are meant to be kings and queens with you in the kingdoms of your wholeness, they reflect different than these people from the past. So very beautiful that the Scorpio full moon is setting Cancers off. Holy shit, this is all about your magic, Cancer. It really is. And why, Cancer, do you get this at this Scorpio full moon? Why are you actually ready now to create in the direction of the things that reflect you wholly? Because when you were in the boat, you did exactly what Spirit asked you to do. When we were all having to surrender and we were all brought back in old cycles, you actually just got better at magic, because the things that accept you holistically they probably view you. I think with Cancers, they're realizing this. Like the people that accept me wholly also like are holding space and also accept that I might be supposed to be like way more conscious than I am. Like some of the people that are for you are looking at you, but they see very clearly in you the version of you that's like super ascended, super high up. And I think that the insecurity, the reason before you didn't like run right to them, because it's not that you don't feel the resonance cancer. It's that you like were insecure about like, yeah, but I haven't been working on my magic that much. Like, I think I know, like there's what the magic Cancers can do unconsciously because they're just like Cancerian magic. They're literally water magic. But there's also like, I'm not a level 10 wizard yet. Like I haven't learned how to use this yet. And so that cycle that you spent, I think that people have the perspective like, oh, Cancer just can't let it go. And it's not even that you couldn't let it go. You were using it to actually like build up your capacity. Because now I feel like Cancer's there. Cancer's like, bro, I'm the GOAT. I see myself do this shit and I'm like, stable. Done, right? You can do your magic shit like a magician, right? You can. Which is why when you used to never have confidence to just start and embark on new journeys with your magic, you didn't used to be able to trust your magic. I think that's what it is. This wholeness integration journey, right? We talked about the big wounding that you had from your nurturing side, which was affecting big aspects of you letting nurturing and nutrition and hydration get to your core to like water you, cool you down, right? But before we were dealing with that, right? In the last set of messages for you Cancers where it was like, we got to address this issue and this big source wound. Once that got out of the way, now I believe you've been building up your capacity to practice magic. I genuinely feel that way. This is someone who was like, all right, I'm going to practice magic because I know that these people see me as a fucking magician. And even if I'm not there yet in my embodiment, I am that. That is what I am. So I can surrender to non-doing and still access this as well. But either way, I think you're just connecting the dots that like, oh, the people who reflect me wholly are just waiting for me to build up my magic. Because they just don't, like, you're, like, if someone's meant to be, like, the magic guy around, and he's just at that phase in his life where he doesn't, like, that's not activated yet, like, the people who are waiting on that highest version of you are not going to want to exploit you, right? And so that's what I mean when I talk about this surrendering journey that was crossing you, where what you had to realize on this moon, because you'd be at a lot of different places, but I'm just giving you an overview, Cancer. That's what's supposed to be happening. You are understanding now that the connections, the things that used to mirror you when you used to think of yourself as fragmented, you are now successfully graduating because you understand those people are the best, those people, places, and things, those mirrors are the best thing to initiate you to practice the practical magic that I believe you're supposed to command from your wholeness. Because the only way to actually do magic is if you're whole. You can't, if anyone who tries to come up to you proper talking about I do magic and you look at them and they're fragmented, it's what they don't. And if they do weak level illusions. They don't do magic. Magic requires all of you. You need all of the elements on the periodic table of your life in order to do magic. Just know that. You can't not know a part of yourself and try to do magic. So this is huge. What's manifesting for you Cancers is your spiritual and ancestral abundance. I also think Cancers have gone through a huge enlightening about like, oh shit, there's proof that came down from the ether, from Tethered into Malkut, that came down and said, hey dude, you don't even have to guess, this isn't subjective, you have this much on astral. You have proof now of how much you have on astral, and perhaps that's why now you have the fortitude and the courage to be like, I should develop up my magic abilities because I have this much, because I'm supposed to be that, so why wouldn't I learn to work with my magic so that I can come into union with these mirrors that reflect my full wholeness? Because the longer this is almost like Cancers don't have a choice. You need to learn magic. You literally need to learn it right now. Because if you don't learn how to use your practical magic, you will never be whole. Because you're not just how well your energy can nurture. Right. Because in the recent past, Cancer, your energy was coming up for everybody. You were the portal that we all traveled through. All the portals that have come from the Taurus Scorpio axis are Cancerian. They are. Because whenever we're about to travel down to the underworld of Scorpio in order to come up as the Phoenix, the Cancerian energy is like whether you bring a canteen full of fresh water with you when you're going to serve your fucking term in a war or not, right? And if you don't have that to keep yourself from dehydrating and like the fucking disillusionment while you're in battle and in combat, you know, it's going to be a bumpy ride, right? The Cancerian, this is the automobile you take to go on the journey. And so Cancer was the portal that from this Taurus new moon to the Scorpio axis when I'm filming this, or from whenever you're watching this, Cancer was like the vehicle we put together, right? And I just feel like all Cancer was being initiated within the recent past is just to make sure that the stuff that you can fill up and nurture is not what you're actually putting in the car with you to go. Because you don't, like, this is like a parent that wants to do, this is like a person who wants to do a cross-country drive, right? In a car. They want to drive across the country. And their road mates are a bunch of, they take like 6 babies with them, like infant toddlers. Like no one would suggest that, right? If you really want to successfully drive across the country, just one adult who can drive, splitting no time and only making their passengers babies. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting in the past, like you were being initiated. The reason Spirit wouldn't let you go through the gate, wouldn't let you go through the portal is because you don't need to, if anything, just come by yourself. Like don't include anyone with you. If nothing else, because your Spirit will not allow you to take all the things that you fill up with you when you're going through portals of transformation to a higher ascended octave of your expression. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of things would stay at bay for you until you could really leave this alone. Like this won't go anywhere because this is for you. But again, it's going to keep standing at you and staring at you and be like, well, you can't take all the shit you baby too, because it won't be able to stand on its own. Like I said, like if a human, like it's just not an ideal thing, because what if any one of those babies needs anything, does something crazy during the drive, and you're trying to drive, and you see what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you're going on a road trip, you're going on the long distance trip with the bitches who could pull their own weight, not the bitches that you already knew you pulled the weight for them. You get what I'm saying? That's what that was about for you, Cancer, in the recent past. Cancer. And we talked about this. Cancer, we talked about a huge self-worth wound clearing up, but I genuinely believe, like, the Lovers in the reverse is one of my favorite, because the Lovers is about a choice. The Lover says, like, can you commit to this as your lover? But Cancer has come into the maturation that for them, magic is a non-negotiable. I can't be with partners that don't actually practice. I'm telling you, this is a huge change, because maybe the term magic has never been something you even used in a realistic way, Cancer. But you know you're a magic person. Anyone with Cancer places does magic for real. And so I think you just learned that about yourself. You just like outed yourself as that. Like, oh, I'm a king of rods. I can't. These guys that don't have any magic. It's like, it's not even that you can't be them. You're not even interested in them in the same way you used to. I think you used to go for things that were water-based, like things that, like I said, cups. Like, I can take care of you. I can nurture you. I can fill you up. But Cancer's realizing, like, oh, I'm like when you watch Katara from Avatar, like, heal people with, like, the water in a canteen, like when she's, like, trying to heal a wound on Aang's arm or something, right? That's Cancerian. Yeah. Literal magic. And I just feel like you're finally saying no to certain shit that could, it's not even that you're actually saying this to someone. This isn't about like, oh, I have a romantic partner that I'm like, that's not even, it could be. But what I'm really seeing is like, it's an internal thing for you, Cancer, right now. You are like, oh, I know myself so much better now. I am so much more aware that because my ancestral abundance has come down to me and I've had enough time to look at it and understand what's there. This ancestral abundance says it's connected to something called my magic. I guess I'm magic. So when you went through that journey of realizing that, and you realized the only reason you gaslit yourself for this long thinking you weren't doing magic was because of like nurturing wounds, mothering wounding. So now that you know that, you're like, oh, I actually don't even think I could be with someone who doesn't command magic. That's what this would be. So that could reverberate in relationships where it's like, holy shit. Yeah, my preference, it's almost as if like, oh, my preference changed. Like, I know I used to say I like this, I don't like that anymore, because this is also about reality. Like, realistically, like someone who's like, for example, I'm a psychic. Like, I can't really be married to someone who would be like, I don't know, there is no higher orchestration or higher power. And who actually, like, I couldn't do that. Because, like, this is so foundational to me that I'd also want to share it with my partner, right? So that would be something that, like, the Cancerian energy in me would be aware of. Like, oh, if I had to make a change in my partnership because I realize now that the magic is not going anywhere, it's a non-negotiable. And, in fact, now that the age of the Aquarian has destigmatized, like, you're not corny for believing in magic. It's happening, right? So now that I don't have any of that stigma, like, I just see Cancer as like a full magic person. And I think it happened so unexpectedly. Like, I don't think you expected that, like, integrating and accepting yourself wholly, like, would level up your ranking magic wise that quickly, but it literally did. And I'm just getting for you, Cancers, that, like, now you know internally what could never be a match. And yes, if you're on a lower vibration, some of you might be entrenched in, like, choices of lovers, things that you said you wanted to go that were divinely for you, and they're not. But it wouldn't come before you could know yourself. Because, again, I kept saying that Cancers were the ones that would really be, like, deeply, like, committing, right, to things before they're aware of themselves. Because Cancer's ready to deeply commit as soon as they get down the nurturing thing. Like, as soon as they know they can take care of somebody, Cancer's ready to lock in. But, baby, why don't you wait? Let's change that to when I know myself fully and accept myself fully. That's when I should lock in. Because I just think the caliber of people you're about to be associated with is going to be so different. Once from this point when you're like, oh, I've accepted myself wholly. Because that's a different thing. It's not just like being aware of myself. I accept it. Because I don't think it's always easy, especially in this. Do you think it's easy for me to be like, I'm a psychic? Took me 28 years. I literally, like, my mom just found out. Not because I'm hiding it, because she's not a safe person to tell it to. Like, the climate, like, she would have done something proper to me. She'd, like, really hit a bitch or something. Like, she would have done something crazy. She basically did still, but it was as mild as it could be, because, like, I had to wait for the universe to be like, it's okay for mystics to come out without getting nuked, right? So I get why that's not exactly, like, properly what you'd want to be. This is that same frequency. And in your surrender, I think you're going to see, like, oh, shit. Spirit isn't even having me surrender right now because I'm a fucking duck or a cluck. No. Spirit's having me surrender to my own success. Right? I also think this has to do with two different facilities. Right now, Cancer, it might feel like you're surrendering. Like, I think the consensus would be like most Cancers under the Scorpio full moon are like letting go of that old life of mirrors that reflected the fragmentedness. But it's actually because you already got the promise that you're going to switch the 6, right? You're going to turn the 6 upside down. It's a 9 now, right? You're about to go to the 9. Like, if you were in the 6, you're about to go to the 9 type shit. And I feel like, so right now in the Scorpio full moon, you might be in the surrendering aspect of it, but I want to make sure you're grounded and meditating over the fact that it's because there's another alternate reality. Remember, I don't know if you saw that in this video, but there was the alternate reality card was coming out. And I think there's an alternate reality where you're with people who accept themselves wholly, and they're actually aligned, like their self reflects your whole self. And so instead, God is taking you to the place where instead of always being like helpless, you're actually like leading. Because believe it or not, Cancer, there's like bitches like me who are like, I need a Cancer main character every time, all the time. There always needs to be a Cancer in the fucking room. It's like the Cancer placement's got to be there. That's just like a non-negotiable for me. Are we stupid? Or are we dumb? Like, that's what I need. And so I feel like Cancer just doesn't, I don't think you've ever thought of yourself in that way. Again, it's a huge radical change of like how you're thinking about yourself for real. And So when we, in the near future, while you're surrendering, I think it's just very different when you're surrendering and you know you have personal success once you get to the shore. This is like being in a boat and being like, it's all good, my guys are here to pick you. You know what I mean? This is like, oh shit, I got a flat tire. I had to let like AAA like give me a ride back to the house. But I'm like, as soon as I get to the house, they're about to drop me off in my mansion. I got 3 more cars at the house, right? You know what I mean? Like the other day, like my car battery died in my front yard because I was sleeping in my car. So I call my insurance and they call my roadside assistance guy. And I was like, he calls me because he's like, dude, like I'm currently doing a tow. It might take me an hour. I was like, dude, no stress. Because we're not like, the car's not disabled on the side of the road. It's like in our driveway. We just need a jumper. And he was like, oh, okay. And it's like that. It's like, I was having to surrender in that moment, but it was because as soon as this like gets jumped, like I'm not tripping. I wasn't even in danger because I already knew like I had victory. I was like, oh yeah, it's in the car, it's in the driveway. So there are probably a lot of people who call and say like my car's dead and I'm like somewhere not convenient. That wasn't my case, and I feel like I just needed to share that with you. It's as if you have that disposition right now too. It's like even if you are surrendering right now, Cancer, it's because you already have you didn't have to surrender this time without the success already being proven. Wow, Cancer. Okay, so where you're currently, let me see. Accepting yourself fully, right? I think Cancers at this time have built something, have built this 3 of Pentacles, right? And this 3 energy is so Cancerian. They've made physical magic happen. And they've built it up. And it's the type of thing that is sustainable at an emotional level. Meaning like it's intuitively guided. It keeps sustaining itself. It can keep being done. It also passes the vibe check of like, I would tell this truth and I don't care who it hurts. So you're doing that right now, right? You're in that energy. Because of that, this is why you were in the boat chilling. This is why I was sitting waiting for the guy to come jump my car I didn't even care. He was like, it might take me another hour. I was like, what are we gonna do? We're at the house. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, bro, take your time. Do whatever you gotta do. I already know the Ace of Wands is assured. And once I grab hold of it, whatever towers need to fall down will fall down. Because I just get, Cancer, you are coming, like I said, out of an experience where whatever mental initiations and calamity were coming from being, this is all the ways that Spirit's like, you can't fragment yourself, you can't do, it doesn't matter if the piece is really large or really good or really successful or really well received. It's still a piece of you, Cancer, and someone like me is going to see right through that. I don't want you guys to be around guys proper that actually only like you for parts, right? Nobody talks about how good Gemini can really be for Cancer placements. Because Gemini's good with the way that bitches will dice you up. Because we're the twins. And everybody has a favorite preferred twin, right? And Gemini's like, that's fucking wrong from the pits of hell. Don't ever fucking tell me you have a preference. Right? And I just feel like this comes from this process you're going through. All this happening at once was just to show you how much the higher view is that like we need to accept ourselves wholly. Not even like you need to try to control how people view you. No, just accept yourself wholly and it will reverberate. Because I also think that's another thing, Cancer. You don't have to exert any energy at this time trying to give people a bigger picture. Just accept the bigger picture. You don't even have to get like, oh wait, this group of people isn't because you might be leaving those people behind. It might be the truth. Don't waste your time at this time, Cancer, trying to be like, oh, let me show more of yourself. Just go on the self-acceptance journey. And it looks like that's what you've done because the tower has already come down, right? You started building and making, this is where you started building and making from what you are and what you have holistically. And it's bringing down, that is already inevitable. Whatever shit is not aligned to that is already inevitably coming down. Right? Because outside of you, right? You just want to be careful, Cancer, because like I said in that last video, you guys have so much that karma wants to reparations, really. Right? And the reparations for Cancer at this time is that like you are getting a new chance to creative direct the world you want. And I am doing my work right now to make sure that all Cancer placements hear this message so that, because I know you guys are at this place where like you're creating your new life. And the new life gets to accept you if you want it to. But some of the Cancers didn't even expect the universe to be like, nah, we saw them niggas do that to you. We saw the abuse you endured. No, we're not going to let that happen. So when you get that, I just don't want you to immediately code it with what you've already known, especially if that's all you know. So I'm trying to open up the space for you, Cancer, at this time to let you know that Lady Justice is on your side. They're about to put you in this place where like you can open up whatever path you want. And I just think whatever, it's important for Cancers at this time, if nothing else, to reflect on what paths you've already walked, right? What things you've already tried to build, have built, whatever. And how much space for your whole self is there. Light, dark, feminine, masculine, higher, lower, inner child, elder, right? Because in the fear space, I think Cancer, this is the reason, right? When we talk about our attraction, when we talk about our spiritual discernment, when you're ruled by fear, Cancer, you're going to make a different choice than when you're ruled by love. Yeah? Like I said yesterday in the Scorpio message, doing what we want to create next rather than just what we're too scared to let go of. That's what that's what the Scorpio full moon really pushed you to do, Cancer. It pushed you to confront that. Cancer, you make magic happen. You need to start making the choice. I don't care what the choice is, Cancer. The universe is you need to start bucking up and say, if the whole reason I'm choosing to do something is because I'm too fucking scared to not do it anymore, then do that shit first. Do that shit first, Cancer. And watch how your shit goes. Because you are totally in the clear to make whatever you want happen. And I just want you to be trying to give yourself a fair shot and making that as high vibrational as possible. Cancer, you are meeting this Page of Swords message. This is a message coming to Cancer that's you're free to go. You're in the new world. I feel like Cancer is waiting for a moment where the message gets delivered, that wholeness journey that you went on that was so difficult that you had to accept everything that was coming up, no shit, had to fucking be okay with whatever the fuck the fucking vibration was. Dude, to end as the fool, right? To end as the person that's it's never fucking foolish to be who I am in a full capacity. No matter who was around you, Cancer, saying that knows you in a fragmented, this is I'm saying, you learned this lesson is expeditiously. No matter who the fuck was around me that was in a fucking raggedy fucking disposition, I know the truth. I can't do some shit at all. I can't do anything at all if I'm not really in my wholeness, if I can't show up as I fully am. And that's what I mean, is this is Cancer finally being I accept myself. And I want to let myself have this new beginning with the new definitions that are now included in myself. Because I said, I think, Cancer, when you only see yourself as a nurturer, which is what the old paradigm would really try to bred you to be or think of yourself as, you're missing so many aspects of Cancer that are crazy. You just really are. Like I said, Cancer is probably one of my favorite of the first 6. It's I love it. I could be around Cancer energy all day. Truly. My husband is a Cancer moon in the 4th house because I love it that much. Cancers are magic people. They do magic in practical, everyday fucking ways. And they're the only ones that keep us believing in that. And so I'm so excited for this Page of Swords to meet you. The outcome is exactly, this is a funny loop. The outcome is exactly what I'm doing here. I think Cancers are about to start getting aligned to people like me who are Cancer, I just want to give you a message before your new beginning. I hope this finds you, Cancer, before you're about to have this crazy, what? None of the fragments, it's true magic. It's proper, alternate reality shit where it's one day, once you stop vibrating at a certain place, everything is different. And I think you're about to walk into that. And I feel there's a messenger that's coming to tell you that's happening so that when you walk it, you fucking remember all the things Spirit reminded you of. Remember that a tower is a tower. Remember that a creative new beginning is for you to create with magic. Remember that the truth shouldn't hurt your heart. And remember that you got to do this sustainably. It's got to be renewable if you're building something. If you remember all of those things in this new beginning, that I feel I represent this Page of Swords, because I feel you're already here, Cancer. You're already I'm a fool out here. You know the formula of your own love. You know that. And so now God is making sure a mercurial messenger gets to you to be okay, this is about to happen to you. You're about to have this crazy new beginning where you get to make all new choices, all new everything. Everything's new. And Cancer, I feel because I don't want you to be scared, because I know you guys think of a sense of home. So I don't want you to think because something is new and open and unwritten that it is bad. It's not bad, and it doesn't mean instability. So I say this because right now, this time, continue to ground under this Scorpio moon, because it's actually, like I said, water moons for you, Scorpio. Cancer, Water moons for you, Cancer, are actually going to like help you achieve the things that you like want to set in motion. And I believe that that's what's taking place. But I'm so excited for you because to accept yourself wholly and to know, I mean, think about it. The crowning of your reading was the Lovers in reverse. So I just believe that letting go of partnerships that now were never possible to really work, and then leaving you here. This is like a Cancer that's like, even let's say if this was a literal situation, this is a Cancer that's like, I gotta break up with somebody that I've never had the ability to break up with, but now I see it would have never even, it's like the type of breakup that's not even like a different, like, oh, we had a disagreement and we're not good for each other. It's like a breakup that's like, this isn't possible. Like there's something that proves you could have never been, because you don't accept this big wholeness that I have. And so this is also Cancer. This is like, I don't want to say rebound, but I feel like it's not like a rebound in it as in the attention is on like correcting something at the thing that you had previously. This is like, you might have never thought you had this type of elasticity. You might have never thought that like you could cut something off and be this ready to jump into something completely new immediately. But that's what's happening for you, Cancer. Let me go ahead and get you your last message as a follow-up to our wholeness to see where we're ending. And I thank you, Cancers, because I know now that you guys took my April warning very seriously, and I believe you willed healing. The only thing Cancers did after I left that last message, because it was such a gift to you, is you healed. You didn't do the shit. You didn't do the drama. You didn't do nothing. You said, I'm not going to be like the water sign girlies over there. I'm going to heal it. I think Cancer was like, it's in whatever, because you saw, I think Cancer also, you're psychic as fuck. You can see what your higher version looks like, and you're like, damn, that nigga's lit. Like, damn, the highest version of me that didn't have any wounding or trauma is actually cool as fuck. And that was like the fire under your ass to actually just heal whatever's fucking fragmented. Because you, again, Cancer, I don't think you had a problem ever accepting your highest version. It was just a matter of like, can I bring that nigga down? Because I think I've had so many knocks on the chin and bumps and scuffs on the fucking furniture. I don't know if we could ever get that. And when God was like, oh, you absolutely can. You can absolutely heal the fucking to oblivion until like, it's like you never had those wounds. And once Cancer knew that, that's why we're here today. So actually, Cancer, I'm here to tell you, this is what you did. You saw you got a vision of your whole version, and you saw now you know the distance between here and there, and I believe you healed that, and that's why you're at the full right now. So I'm the messenger letting you know you're right at the gate, ready to go, because you actually healed. You used the right use of will to heal whatever was keeping you from being able to accept parts of yourself. Now, an era where Cancers don't give a fuck, they accept themselves 100%. Sheesh. About to get that healthy, proper main character fucking cardinal water out proper. We're about to see everyday magic. I'm so excited. The guys are excited. And that's the mic drop. So thank you, Cancers. Happy Scorpio full moon. Let me know how this shit resonates for you. Y'all's reading is always my faves. So congratulations to you. Kisses.